All right. Joining me at this time is someone who knows quite a bit about free markets. He is a business consultant and the former advisor to President George W. Bush. Joining us from Washington, D.C. is Kereakos Zuras. Kereakos, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Rick. Thanks for having me back.
Tell our viewers here, how much wealth has the free market system created in America going back, for individuals, going back as far in history as we have data for?
Well, when you go back to the beginning of time and the history and trading and all, it was a free market. And look, we have the highest level of the wealthiest people on the planet here in the United States. And there's a reason for that, because we have a free market. And it doesn't limit us to what we can do and how far we can go. And it also is the cause for innovation and invention and puts us on the leading edge of the world for everything that's happening.
And I'm glad that you point that out, because Kereakos, the reason I wanted to take the time and invite you on the show today and share this information with our viewers is, I think you would agree with me, we are in an environment where people feel a lot of angst. They feel a lot of frustration. We see it in the rhetoric that's directed towards Washington. And I think that's not coincidental to the fact that we have more government imposition placed upon the free markets and businesses. We have criticism directed at business as if it's a dirty word. Your thoughts?
Well, I agree with you, and it's really bad. And this administration, I think, has amplified that. It's actually spreading that sentiment across the country. You said earlier in your opening remarks, there's the biggest dependency ever on government assistance today, and that's true. Although the economy is somewhat improving, the dependency is getting worse. What does that tell you? I think we've lost our place here where at one point we wanted to strive to be individuals and we wanted to create our own way and we wanted to create our own success. But over the last few years, I think we've been all hearing the message, that the government will give you this, the government will give you that. And we're breeding a society and people now that are dependent on the government and expect handouts. They think that they're entitled to things. I think we've lost our values, so to speak, and that's causing a big problem.
Is that genie out of the bottle, or can we ever put it back in? And I get, put differently, as you said, we've lost it these last few years here. And the danger is now that 49% of the population is dependent upon government assistance, once you give something to someone for free and they're dependent upon it, it's really hard for that politician to take that back and expect to be reelected.
I agree with you. It's a very dangerous area that we've gotten into, and it's going to be very, very difficult to get back from that. But I think if you just slowly take it away, people will be forced to get up and move. If the free money and everything else isn't coming in, they're going to have to do something. And it's going to have to be very drastic like that. We're going to have to really cut back and really limit it to the people that actually need it. There's a lot of waste out there right now, and there's a lot of people. Look, this government has made it very easy for people to go 99 weeks on unemployment. And when they exhaust their 99 weeks of unemployment, then all of a sudden they're disabled. So now they're getting paid for the rest of their life to do nothing. That's going to be hard to come back from.
And what a lot of our viewers may or may not realize, but it's a simple concept. You're talking about people getting, paid for 99 weeks for unemployment and then getting money for disabled. Money's not created out of thin air. It's created by the private sector. It's earned by businesses, and then it's paid out by government. And government does not create money. It pays out money. It spends money. And so
it takes the money of the people that work hard to earn it. That's what it does.
That's what it does. So at some point you cross over, unfortunately, where you have businesses and individuals working, creating at their job, creating money, creating income, working hard at their product. And that government has got to take the money from those individuals and businesses in the form of taxes and regulation and fees to meet the needs of people receiving the free handout. And I'm not knocking people who are down on their luck. There should be a safety net, but it's a dangerous line we're at right now. Kereakos, those who believe in big government, those who don't believe in capitalism, don't believe in free markets, one of the things they would criticize about what I just said is they would look at the chart that I showed the stock market from 1928 to 2012. The trend has been tremendously up. But along the line, there's been the crashes of 1987, 2008. There's been periods of downward, and they would say, "Ha ha." That shows that capitalism and free markets is a flawed strategy because the market crashes and that hurts people. How would you respond to someone who says that?
I would say, well, let's stop driving automobiles because people have accidents. Let's stop flying in airplanes because they have accidents. Let's not do anything because anything can happen. Look, nothing's perfect. Nothing goes in a straight line up. Nothing's going to gain all the time. There's going to be ups and downs and everything. That's just ridiculous. That's a poor argument to support a non-free market. We are the greatest nation on the earth because of our free markets. But more and more, we're becoming a dependent people on our government. You said something. You said small business is basically the engine of our economy, employing 7 out of 10 people. The government regulations that are coming out of this administration on a daily basis by the thousands every day, the tax rate increases that they're putting on small business and individuals over and over again, the taxes that are going to have to be created to pay for all this spending. President Obama wants $3 trillion in additional tax over the next 10 years. It's going to force businesses to go out of business because the consumers, which half of them now are dependent on the government, aren't going to have any money to spend, and it's just going to be a downward slide. And it's going to make people not want to be entrepreneurial, not to go out and invest their money, take their risk to do something so they can be paying for everyone else.
Kereakos,
it's not a good situation.
We have to leave it right there in the interest of time. You bring up a very, very important point I just want to underscore. 7 out of 10 jobs created in this economy, 7 out of 10 people that work do so for a small business. When you tax small business, you are interfering with the free markets. You are making it more challenging for those business owners to run their business. And that makes it less attractive for people to go into business, to take the risk of doing so, and it makes it more difficult for them to hire people. In fact, makes it easier for them to lay off people to save money. It's a zero-sum game, basically. Kereakos, Zuras.
They're forced to do that.
They're forced to do that. We've got to leave it right there. But this is an important topic because, and we're going to continue to revisit it. That is the answer of where America needs to be. Free markets, not big government. And I'm not saying zero regulation, no government interference. That's ridiculous. It's not realistic. But let the government create the mechanism for individuals to be successful, not replace individuals in the belief that it can create success for them. All right, Kereakos, Zuras.
I agree.
Thank you for joining us from Washington.